Okay, so I just want to welcome everybody here to Not Coming Soon, another episode that we have for you today. Really excited about this one. We're really high energy, and we're really feeling good about our technical prowess and our production values in this episode in particular.
Sky high.
So, if you're new, we just wanted to welcome you. My name is Jeff.
And my name is Ryan.
And Not Coming Soon is a podcast in which we talk about the industry. We talk about our ideas and throw some things around. So this episode is the conclusion of our 3-part series on our movie idea called Roanoke. It centers around the lost colony of Roanoke. But before we get there, we have some things to talk about. First off, I went to go see The Menu this past weekend. And I had a great time. at The Menu. So I think that there is a mismatch in the pitch of this movie.
Why is that so rampant in the industry today?
Unbelievable!
It's absurd! Typical!
So I would say, correct me if I'm wrong or you think differently. The trailer for The Menu pitches it as a pretty horror thriller kind of pretty intense movie. Yeah?
Yes, but there's little parts, so like it does seem really intense, but there's little parts, like little jokes thrown into the trailer that you're like, okay, is it a joke? Is it a cop?
It's a dark comedy.
Okay.
It is a satire, it is a dark comedy.
Okay.
I thought that there were some really fun elements to it, and each character is really interesting and represents parts of things that ruin passions in any line or profession, which is I think the whole point of the movie. And I would recommend it. It is. Okay. There are definitely some intense bits, a little bit scary, but not at all what I feel like the trailer was pitching. But really, I thought it was a fun movie. There was just a lot of laughter in the theater that I was in. Like it was not. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, so I do have a Friday off this week, and we'll be catching a matinee. Will that be a good one?
I would say that that's a good one. What else is out? I feel like there's
Strange World.
Things. Strange World. You could go see Strange World. Violent Night.
Violent Night. That was also on my list. I was wanting to watch.
I think The Fabelmans is out.
Oh.
And Bones and All. You can go see the Cannibal Chalamet film.
I don't really.
Hold buckle up, because I have a pitch for Timothy in our movie later.
Timothy. What was? Oh, speaking of Timothy, I think he was mentioned by name in a show that I believe both of us are watching. White Lotus.
Indeed.
Season 2.
Indeed.
The White Lotus in Sicily.
Indeed, they did just mention Timothy Chalamet.
They
wow,
did.
Look at that! Are you a professional podcaster? Oh my gosh!
I think so. These are written beforehand. I'm greatly enjoying The White Lotus. I actually did not watch the first season.
Oh wow!
And yeah, my Emily was watching it when I came home from work one day, the second season, and I was like, I'm in. This is great. I'm all over it. It's like it's intense, and to this point, not a ton has really happened.
Yeah,
but some of the scenes of kind of just nothingness are shot with so much intensity. It's like you're like on your toes the whole time.
Yeah, it's definitely a high anxiety show.
Anxiety. That's
the first season I would say was more anxiety inducing. But
Really?
I think that the so the theme music of this season is similar to, it's got a similar through line to the music as a whole from the first season,
Okay.
but the first season, I feel like the music was very overpowering and just like really just got scenes of nothingness and scenes of typically would be low intensity, and just like brought everything up to another level. Um,
Hmm.
but this season, I feel like it's more cohesive, and I'm just really enjoying it a lot. Are
Yeah.
you following any theories or like the chatter about it?
I'm actually not. The only chatter I've seen, I'm not deep in the motherboards of the White Lotus community.
Yeah,
The only thing I've seen is just love for the intro song, the theme song for this
yeah,
one, which is an absolute banger.
yeah.
To the wildest artistic mural that I've ever. I think that's crazy. No, my only theory, if you can even call it that, is, well, actually, I take it back now. I don't know when he was. This isn't a spoiler, but when he was swimming in this latest episode,
Mm-hmm.
what's his name? I can't got Ethan. When
Yeah, I
Ethan
think so.
was
Yeah.
swimming, I was like, is this foreshadowing for him to be found in the water? But I feel like she would have recognized him when she found him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that might be thrown out the window. That's yeah. I'm just along for the ride. I'm not even.
Yeah.
What have you seen? Sounds like you've seen
So,
stuff.
well, I think that it was more solidified in this episode and was kind of like,
Mm,
okay, definitely this is happening.
okay.
But just the in each of these groups, they're being conned. There's a Connie and a conned person in each
Okay.
group, right?
Uh huh.
So the theory is that the gays are conning Jennifer Coolidge.
Oh, that I
Uh,
feel tremendously.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Harper and Ethan, yeah, they are getting conned by Cameron, to just manage. It
Invest.
seems like they are
Or not even
poor,
invest. Just
maybe,
oh,
and
Cameron
are,
and
yeah,
yeah.
they
I can
need
buy that.
money. Seems like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then I mean, Lucia is also definitely conning Albie there.
Oh.
That's no pimp.
Oh. Yeah. Albie. Oh, you sweet little butterfly.
Sweet little butterfly.
Oh gosh, what a pain. Uh, I also maybe I was the only one here. When the nephew was doing the deed with the actually, okay, spoilers, but
Yeah, whatever.
the relationship
Who's watching?
between Cutler Beckett and
Uh huh.
the nephew,
Yeah.
I Emily's like, oh, he's a gigolo, and I was like, oh, I thought this was just like really incestuous. Like I thought that was the scandal.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, that makes more sense.
I don't think he's his nephew.
And I was like, yeah, good for him.
Oh man.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that that's something. And
Mm.
the from the latest episode when she picks up the cowboy picture, my mind was like, why are they showing this picture for so long?
Yeah.
And the theory is that Tom Hollander's cowboy is Jennifer Coolidge's husband, and
Oh.
that he is in on
Oh.
whatever they're doing. But it seems like that's
Oh my gosh.
I feel like Mike White is so tries to do things that are so against expectations and things like that, and is trying not trying to do high concept. And
Yeah.
that he might be just doing these things to make people like, in the end, it's really just this guy is house poor and saw this overdressed woman on this beach, in this giant resort and thought, let's take advantage of this person and get money to fund my lifestyle. So, we'll see where that goes.
Is there a interconnected web, anything like that in the first season? Actually, don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Yeah,
I'm gonna enjoy that.
Yeah, go back and watch the first season.
I'm gonna check out Steve Zahn.
Dude, Steve Zahn is delight in that season. I loved him.
Steve Zahn's delight. It's everything. Daycare, Sahara. Something else.
Isn't he Monty in Stuart Little?
Monty. Yes, he is. Good cut. What else is Steve Zahn?
I don't know.
Anyway, if you're curious, look up Steve Zahn.
Steve Zahn, great guy.
Man, So very much enjoying the White Lotus. I don't know what I'm gonna do on after this coming Sunday, because I think this finale Sunday, correct? This coming one.
Yes, I believe so.
I don't know what I'm gonna do after it. I look forward to it pretty heavily.
Yeah. They were showing a trailer before it for The Last of Us, which is like a video game adaptation.
Yeah.
That looks really interesting. I'm super intrigued by that.
I'm down for anything Pedro these days.
Yeah. So we'll see
Pedro.
there.
Intrigued.
Well,
was that a movie? That was a movie, right?
No, it's a series, I believe.
It's a series? Oh.
Yeah. I think it's like supposed to be their Walking Dead or something.
Yeah.
So White Lotus, right?
Lotus.
Let's talk about another bunch of rich people surrounded by water.
Great. It all blends. It's all together. Glass Onion.
Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, was in theaters for 1 week.
If you missed it, shame on you. Sorry.
Unbelievable. I thought that the window was going to be like 1 week, and then immediately it was going to be on Netflix.
I did too.
No. It's like 3 weeks. Why did they do this?
I think you are more likely to see it in theaters that week if it's coming out so much later. Partially why?
Yeah, but they didn't communicate that.
No, they did not. No, they implied that it would be immediately on.
Yeah, it's so weird. What a weird marketing strategy for this one.
Yeah.
So I'm beyond the marketing strategy, beyond the it going on Netflix 3 weeks after a 1 week theatrical run. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Flat out loved it.
I think that Rian Johnson can make as many of those as he wants. Just let him do it. Blanc check. Carte Blanc.
Nice. I saw somewhere, I don't know if this is real or not, so look it up to verify, that Rian Johnson toyed with the notion of giving Blanc very different accents.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Each one, and not addressing it. And he ultimately decided against it, but that would have been quite funny. Although, I think it would have taken me some time to get over the disappointment of not hearing the Savannah drawl.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that character is perfect the way that it is. So I wouldn't touch it, but it would have been hilarious if he came out with some I don't even know what accent he would just like a Brooklyn accent or something, Boston accent. That would have been funny. Wow. But great cast. I thought Edward Norton was great as the tech bro. Dave Bautista was delightful.
Yes.
As a right-wing guru.
Yeah, killed it. So the beginning of it is for those going into it. It is, especially at the beginning, it feels like other than the like style of it, kind of the vibe of it is very different from Knives Out. At least it was to me. But and it took me some time to get into it. I was enjoying it, but I wasn't really into it until a certain scene, and then I'm like, this is the best thing ever. I'm completely bought in. So hang with it. If it doesn't feel right to start, hang with it. You know.
Okay. Yeah. But if it does feel right to start, just
write it.
Just write it.
Totally fine.
That's where I was.
It's probably me. Just I don't like that. Like COVID and the pandemic is now. Like, it was nice when we could pretend it wasn't there, but in cinema, don't pretend it wasn't there in real life. But the references to it sometimes seem forced to me, but I'm like, that's how it was.
Yeah, there was literally a year and a half period where the world was completely shut down. So I wouldn't say it's something that we can completely unaddress, and it helped to explain kind of the bottle episode nature of the movie. So you're on a private island with very few others. So you really do just have this core group that is completely taking over the movie. Lots of fun twists and turns.
Some hilarious bits. Hilarious.
Yeah,
I laughed.
hilarious
we were laughing quite audibly in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fun.
And a lot of Rian Johnson's just a craftsman too. The way he plays with light and different camera techniques. I had a great time just watching it.
I gotta go back because I haven't been able to get the bad taste of Last Jedi out of my mouth. Not for Rian Johnson, just in its place in the Star Wars universe. But now knowing Rian Johnson, and having enjoyed his work beyond it, I should go back. Maybe I can watch it like it's a Rian Johnson movie rather than a Star Wars movie. The Last
Jedi has some of the best shots in all of Star Wars, and I am going to die on that hill.
For those of you who have been listening to our show thoroughly, you would recognize that was an exact quote from an earlier episode.
Hey, I am nothing but not consistent. Okay? Nothing but consistent. Nothing not
consistent.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. You understand.
I get it.
Gets it. She gets it. Thank God she gets it. Yeah, give the Last Jedi another shot. Okay.
Yeah.
Should we talk a little bit about Black Panther and the whole Disney and Marvel situation?
Oh, the whole situation. It's an intriguing situation with lots of moving pieces these days.
So you have a take on Black Panther, and it seems like it is contrary to the main narrative around it, to me at least.
Yeah, I haven't seen a ton about it. I've only seen good stuff, and I don't have I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I like what they did. No, I did not like it overall.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it wasn't a kind of feeling. It just was as it came to the end and certain battle throughout. I was just kind of it didn't feel as monumental as I feel like kind of the other ones, and especially the first Black Panther kind of felt.
Yeah.
And my thought is that maybe I'm being burnt out on superhero or Marvel movies since they are kind of following a similar pattern.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're comic book movies, and it's not any fault to them. It might just be a me thing.
I agree with you, and I think that the final set piece was a little lackluster and maybe was a little shoehorned. There was and there was some delays in bringing people in, which I didn't understand why but I guess that's like always like comic book movies. You can't have all your players in at one time, or else the battle's over too quickly and it's not as cinematic or whatever.
Yeah, right.
The I enjoyed it. I thought that it was a really good kind of tribute, because that's what the whole thing is, just dealing with Chadwick Boseman, basically. Yeah, and so we'll see what happens with the rest of that franchise and that series. But the bigger narrative around Disney and Marvel is Iger counter.
Bobby
Iger's
won.
back.
Nice. Did you
I stole
that
that.
No,
No. I stole that. That's not TM. Not TM.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think I'd ever really paid that close attention to the decisions that were being made at Disney and who was making them until recently. And when this news came out about Chapek being brushed aside for Iger to come back, I was kind of like, I was kind of just attributing it to just being tough times for everybody. But now I'm kind of wondering if Chapek was kind of not the right helm.
Yeah. So it seems like he was an operations guy who was not, and what Disney needed was not an operations guy right now.
Yeah.
Like, I think he burned a lot of bridges creatively. He pushed out a lot of and ruffled feathers in other parts of management and talent, which is not something that you want to do when you need a high volume of talent and creative and content. But it sounds like it may have started from or the downturn in maybe Marvel specifically in a crunch for more content. So the volume of production needed to increase, and that was maybe they didn't have the resources to do that. And it seems like Kevin Feige needs to be just like really nose deep in all the different things that are going on in the productions. So spreading him across was maybe a mistake. And I think from what I've seen, there is a drive to turn the ship back to quality over quantity.
Beauty.
Yeah.
I'm all for that.
And they just had to fill a lot of quotas. Like, and it sounds like they're shifting a lot of the projects from Disney Plus series to either theatrical movies or like those special programs like the Werewolf by Night, which I did watch and I enjoyed. It's like a fun little short thing, very disconnected from everything, and
exactly.
So we'll see. Like they turned that Armor Wars, the Don Cheadle
Ironheart?
No, Ironheart. War Machine. There it is.
War Machine. Sorry.
Turning that into a movie rather than the series that it was supposed to be. Yeah. So we'll see. Jury's out.
Jury's out. I'm so curious to see how this all ties in when we get Quantanium, because everything feels inconsequential compared to the multiverse and whatever the Deuce Kang's got cooking.
I think that Jonathan Majors is really great, and I think that this was an amazing choice for the villain of the next saga. Yeah.
I'm all for that. He's building notoriety, but I feel like he's not too big for his britches yet.
Yeah.
Not that he ever will be.
Yeah.
Although he is quite physically large.
Dude.
My goodness.
Yeah. Creed 3 is going to be wild.
Creed 3. Did you watch Creed 2?
You know what? I think I have, but I don't remember a single thing.
I remember one scene where, like, what's his name? What's the dad's name? The guy Rocky fought. Drogov? No, that's not right.
Khal Drogo.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, Khal Drogo. I remember his. What is it? Do you know?
What? His
name.
Who?
What is it? The boxer guy for that Rocky fights and Rocky like 4 or 5 or whatever.
The Russian guy?
His son. Yeah, it's his son. And
yeah, Khal Drogo. Is that not right?
Okay. You have me go in there for a second. I still can't fully tell. You are joking, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, I could not tell.
Yeah, what is this guy's name?
Drogov?
Ivan Drago.
Drago.
Yeah.
Okay, Drago. I just remember one scene where it's like him and his son in their big house, and they're saying something about the son needs to like do something for Russia. Like that's all I can remember. That's it.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, I'll probably have to give it a watch again before Creed 3, which I didn't watch the trailer for. What is that? Oh, Dad actually told me. It's kind of like the way Dad described it. It's like Warrior. You watched Warrior, right? Tom Hardy and Nick Nolte and the guy that...
Oh, Tom Hardy, and his name is Joel Edgerton.
Yes.
Edgerton.
Edgerton. Yeah. Yeah. Have you watched that?
I have, and I don't remember. So okay.
I love that movie.
It's looks like somebody from Michael B. Jordan's childhood who went to prison. It comes back he's out of prison, and he's like, I've been training in prison, and you stole the life that I was supposed to lead. And so Michael B. Jordan feels bad, and he like helps him train or whatever. And then he helps him train. He like he helps him train, and then he's like, oh, actually, I'm going to beat you. So he challenges him. So yeah.
Okay, that's another franchise where you're like, how many more can they make?
Yeah,
the same arc of these guys are at odds for whatever reason. They train very hard, and then they punch each other for a while. And
yeah, there's like an infinite well of boxing movies.
Yeah. But still, gonna be cool to see. Obviously, I love, especially the first Creed. Big fan. Big fan.
Yeah. Well,
so
should we discuss Roanoke?
I think we should.
All right. So,
yes.
To summarize,
yes,
we are centering this around the lost colony of Roanoke. The first British colony, supposed to be the first permanent British colony in the New World.
Yes.
The true story is that they set up this colony. Some Brits went back to Brit for supplies and came back 2 years later, and then the colony was abandoned, and there was no trace. Not a trace. So our story is the story of 2 time travelers.
Yes.
We are taking them from a modern day society where time travel has been invented, and they decide they are a couple of historians and researchers. They decide that they are going to go back in time, and they are going to try to observe what happened to the lost colony of Roanoke. So they go back. The ship is taken off. They nestle themselves into the society and lay in wait for the colony to disappear. Instead, what happens is they're there for so long that they become entangled with the community. they take lovers. They are just nestling in, and there's some discovery made of their time travel equipment and their newfangled weaponry and different pieces of equipment. And that causes them to freak out, and there is now a reason for them to remove these people. They either have to kill these people, or they have to bring them back. So the ultimate decision is they bring them back to the future, and that's where the colony of Roanoke went. Not to oblivion, but to the future.
Great.
So today, I figured we can talk about tone a little bit. We can say what line we want to toe, and we can also talk about casting and different characters.
Yeah, dig it. I really like the parallel with El Dorado. So that's how I've kind of been envisioning it when I've been thinking about it. Kind of an El Dorado story. And I think a big thing that we should set is the relationship of these two time travelers. Because I think they got to be working through something, which is subplot of their of the film. And I think we mentioned this, that one wants to stay and one wants to go. Or maybe not.
I don't know if we mentioned.
Too on the nose?
No, I don't think that's too on the nose. I think that's fair. I think one of them is very serious about their observational stance and not affecting things. And one of them falls in love. One of them gets too entangled into the community, and I like that. I like that idea.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Like the two. I also had this weird thought. I don't know what. What if they're from the time travelers?
Yeah.
They're from like the 2000s. So it's like modern, but not. So they got like iPods. And so their technology to us seems a little outdated already. But then obviously in comparison to what the colonists see, it's crazy advanced. Just a little fun. Like it took that many years to get to this. To get to the iPod, and then it took this many years to get to VR and the metaverse and all the newfangled gadgets that the kids are using.
Yeah. So we can say. So what do we think? Do we want to go from a society where time travel is proliferated, or from like a science experiment, and they've cracked the code, and their first thought is like, you know what, I've been obsessed with Roanoke. Or do we make it kind of like pretty funny, and we make it like the person is obsessed with Roanoke so much so that they go out to discover time travel and figure it out.
Not bad. That's not bad. I like the idea of one of them being fanatic, and maybe it's like an accident somehow. I don't know how you would accidentally invent time travel, but I don't know, like a chemist or somebody who's working with materials, working with dark matter, and but then they wouldn't be able to control it. So that's ixnay that. My kind of thought was this was the first time travel.
Yeah.
And they mucked it up so bad that they go back and like destroy the equipment and like never tell anybody.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's great. Yeah, so we have them invent. So I think we do spend a little bit of time in Spain.
Oh. Yeah.
Great. So we have them in. Let's see. So we open them. They are, I'm assuming, like they've got to be like researchers
Mm-hmm.
or they're they're coworkers at a university. One
Okay.
of them is more science, and one of them is more history. But the history guy is
Nice.
obsessed with
Nice.
Roanoke,
Yes.
and the scientist is working on time travel.
I
And
like it.
he shows off, like he's like, look at this. I think I've cracked the code. And
Yeah.
for
Do you want
time
to help me
travel,
test?
yeah. Do you want to help me test? Where should we go? And he's like, dude, let's figure out what happened to Roanoke.
Okay. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
So they go and they are at Roanoke.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming there's not a ton of people. So they have to kind of explain their appearance there.
I had the
So
same
I
thought
think
because they're yeah.
they have to take the assumption that they stowed away on the boat or they're there um, in a dishonest manner.
Yeah. What we could do is remember they did try before to settle at Roanoke, and they all gave up and all went back.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe they're like, "Hey, we're left over from we stayed. We just like hung out for a while." Or I'm not sure if the timetable works if that's too many years. Oh, but for them it doesn't matter. That's an angle. Stowaway,
Yeah.
another angle. Because yeah, I was thinking I was gonna ask that same question. Like, the ship is not that big. The journey's very long. Somebody would be like, I don't remember seeing you on the cruise.
Yes. So I think maybe stowaway, and they have to like
Yeah,
work their way into the community.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
They win the hearts
Nice.
of the colonists.
Yes.
Um,
Nice. Perfect. All right.
I like it.
I like it. Yeah.
So they've got to spend some time in like a prison or like some sort of hold, right? Like they can't just be like, okay, I guess you're here. Build this house
Oh,
with
yeah,
us
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah. I was kind of picturing them like being shunned and like kind of kept in isolation, and they're forced to like keep arms distance away from the camp. But
Yeah.
hold also works for sure.
Okay. So they work their way into
Yeah.
the camp, and one of them gets closer to the people than the others. So, and I'm
Right.
wondering which one we do that. I think the historian gets
Logic dictates the historian. But what if I hit you with it's the scientist?
yeah, I'm open. I'm open either way because the historian might be like, I need to just observe, and the
Obsessed
scientist,
with it, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I kind of like that. And also when we screen test the characters and
hmm
the people, it might just chemistry might jump off the page. Might make our decision easy for us.
exactly.
Yeah.
So,
We'll leave it open.
speaking of screen tests, let's start talking about who we want to be in this movie.
Yeah.
So I feel like now this is somebody who's going to be in the cultural zeitgeist again soon. I feel like Sam Worthington would be a great like leader of the colonists.
Is that
That is Jake Sully.
yes, okay, that's I was pretty sure. Okay. Leader of the call I like it. Okay, I thought he was gonna be a time traveler, and I'm like, he's kinda how old is he now? What was Avatar? 11
13
no.
years ago?
13 years ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I feel like he's in his 40s, maybe early,
Maybe mid to high
yeah,
40s.
mid to high 40s.
Yeah, I like that.
And we saw him in Under the Banner of Heaven,
Oh,
and I
Uh-huh.
think he was really great in that. And he plays kind of pious well.
Mm.
And I feel like
Mm.
the leader of that would be like a rugged, pious person.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. And you mentioned Under the Banner of Heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can't get Andrew Garfield out of my mind. I think he could easily be a historian and or scientist. Or
I love that.
one or the other.
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah. Andrew Garfield. Andrew Garfield, if there's ever going to be a live action like Atlantis, Milo Thatch, Andrew Garfield,
That'd be pretty legit.
it'd be pretty legit. Yeah.
So Andrew Garfield and Timothy Chalamet, I think that's settled. Good.
No. Actually, yes. No. Timothy Chalamet. Let's make him. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Timothy Chalamet is the suitor for the woman that Andrew Garfield falls for, and they kill him to get themselves find out. How do we feel?
I don't know your. I don't follow your. I don't subscribe to your Timothy Chalamet hate.
Sorry.
But
apologies to all the Timothy Chalamet fans out there, which I understand there's a lot of you.
So I think we can just take him off the table. We can just.
No, I don't want to. I don't.
No, we could take. No. We can. If you don't want to work with the guy, then we
to make
shouldn't.
art, I will work with anybody. Well, okay, within reason, as long as you don't break like laws of like humanity and stuff.
Okay.
Which I'm sure Tim hasn't. At least not like really bad ones.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So we have Sam Worthington and Andrew Garfield. And let's see, who's a peer of Andrew Garfield that we can go with here. Let's see.
Adam Driver.
There we go. A little what's their
Silence.
Silence, a little silence reunion?
Yeah, little silence reunion, but let them now they can make jokes. Now they can have fun with it. It's kind of hard to have fun with silence.
Yeah, that wasn't a fun. That wasn't a romp.
No.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Now, who is Sam Worthington's daughter here?
I guess to jump on her wagon, she has 3 names.
Anya Taylor-Joy?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's so hot right now. Perfect.
Yeah.
She's great in the menu.
Yeah, I bet. Northman. Captivating. Princess Peach. Coming in hot.
Coming in hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else, all things considered, pretty excited for the Super Mario Brothers?
Dude, I'm all in on the Super Mario movie. I think it's gonna be great. I'm excited.
Fantastic. I'm very excited. It looks stunning. I watched that trailer over and over again because I'm just like I'm almost blown away by the detail.
I think it looks great. I think the only character that I've seen and I'm like, I don't know about Donkey Kong. I feel like Donkey Kong looks different than I expected.
He does, and well, obviously it was on purpose because they drew him differently. But I think there was deliberation over his image in this one, and they wanted to change it, which I'm like,
okay,
interesting move.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll see how it goes. But
did look strange.
I'm excited about it. I'll be going.
Okay. Oh,
I'll be going.
100%. Oh, I gotta watch it on the big screen. I was gonna say, speaking of things you should see on the big screen, I watched something that I should have. Oh, I have multiple things I should have watched a long time ago, but I watched them on the little screen on a plane. So, as I've mentioned before, or not on the show, but Everything and Everywhere All at Once.
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Yeah.
I loved it so much. It was quirky. It was weird, but it was fantastic. It was unique. I loved it. I had a lot of fun with it. And then I watched Maverick finally for the first time on the
You
little
watched
screen.
Maverick for the first time on the plane?
I needed to watch it, and the worst part was my flight didn't take off till 12:50 a.m. and
You fell asleep during it.
No, I didn't. Well, with 15 minutes left, I doze off. I wake up and it's Lady Gaga's singing her heart out, and I'm like, crap, I missed it. Go back, and I'm like, Lady Gaga singing her heart out. I did that 4 or 5 times, and I just could not. That last 15 minutes, which is the culmination of the whole freaking movie. I fell asleep, so I need to
Yeah.
Ashamed.
We can end the show. Let's wrap up here. Thanks for everybody listening to Roanoke. Before we end, could you just give me a connection, and then we can get out of here.
Yeah. Could you connect for me? I had it earlier. I had it. What was it? Oh yeah. Connect Robbie P.
Okay.
To Lily James.
Robert Pattinson to Lily James.
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson to Lily James. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know too many Lily James flicks. I feel like there's an easy one.
Oh shoot! Oh, I just thought of another one.
Man. So Robert Pattinson is in several things. So I got Robert Pattinson, and he is in Tenet, right? Robert Pattinson's in Tenet, and
yes, he is.
Aaron Taylor Johnson is in Tenet. And who else is in Tenet? Or in what? Who else? Oh, who else is Aaron Taylor? What else is Aaron Taylor Johnson in? Well, let me tell you, Aaron Taylor Johnson is in. Aaron Taylor Johnson is in Bullet Train. Yeah, Aaron Taylor Johnson is in Bullet Train, and you know who else is in Bullet Train is Brad Pitt. And Brad Pitt is in The Big Short.
Indeed.
Brad Pitt's in The Big Short.
Yes.
Who else is in The Big Short? None other than Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie is briefly in The Big Short.
She is.
And Margot Robbie is also in The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah,
she's in The Wolf of Wall Street with John Bernthal. You know what movie John Bernthal is in?
What movie is John Bernthal in?
Baby Driver.
Baby Driver.
Baby Driver with Lily James. And that's where we're at. Took quite a few leaps, and I probably could have skipped some steps in there, but that's where we're at.
We got there.
I'll give you a quick recap. Here. Robert Pattinson, Tenet.
Robbie P. Tenet.
With Aaron Taylor Johnson. In Bullet Train. Brad Pitt's also in Bullet Train, and he's also in The Big Short with Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie is in The Wolf of Wall Street with John Bernthal, who is in Baby Driver with Lily James. Took me long enough.
Hey, you nailed it. We got there. That's all.
Yeah, we got there. And do you have a couple of easy ones for me? Yeah, give me.
So, Robbie P is in Tenet
Yeah.
With people forget Himesh Patel, who is
All
in
right.
Yesterday with Lily James.
Forgot Lily James was in Yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have Robbie P. is in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire with Ray Fiennes, who is in The Dig with Lily James.
Wow. Can't say that I've seen The Dig.
Either way, it's interesting. I enjoyed The Dig. Can't remember where I watched it, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what happened.
Yeah. Well. I think we had fun. And I think that's gonna put the door on
the toe.
On the toe. There it is.
On the toe.
Yep. All right. Well, that was Roanoke. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for listening to our wrap-up session on Roanoke. You probably didn't get the closure you were looking for, but that's okay. These aren't coming soon. We have time.
C'est la vie.
C'est la vie on Rose, as they say. This time and always, I have been Ryan.
I have been Jeff.
And we are so excited to see you next time on Not Coming Soon. Close the door on your toe.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.